here.
And into the wall goes Bubba Wallace. And he comes back across the track.
I know we usually do post-race videos and we talk about everything that happened in the race in one video, but this has to be a separate video. It's mid-race. It's lap 129. Blaney and Chastain are fighting for the lead, but oh my gosh, I cannot believe what I just watched at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's honestly been a fantastic race. Blaney and Chastain side by side for the lead. There's been a lot of good battling. The spring race was fantastic at Vegas. The next-gen car works really well here. But what just happened in early stage 2 is really bad. There's no other way to put it. It's really, really bad. Coming off of turn 4, you already saw the replay, I'm sure, but Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson fighting for a spot in the top 10. And Larson, or stage 1 winner, Bubba Wallace, by the way, both of them were having good days, as I said, fighting in the top 10, I think maybe even the top 5. And Larson just got loose, washed up the track a little bit, and hit Bubba in the door, and Bubba was close to the wall, so he hit the wall. And Bubba, he has every right to be mad because of that. If you get forced into the wall, you're allowed to be mad. It's what Bubba Wallace did after that is infuriating, I would say. Bubba Wallace, down the front stretch at Las Vegas, a high-speed racetrack, with the safety concerns we have had in the next-gen car, decides to hook a left and turn Kyle Larson into the outside wall, and it collected Christopher Bell, a playoff driver as well, and a fellow Toyota, driver for Bubba Wallace. That's one of his Toyota teammates. So I cannot express to you how mad I am about this. Bubba Wallace has had a really good year. He has looked really good at times, especially as of the last couple of months. He has shown speed, and he has started to showcase his talent, but this is absolutely unacceptable. This is terrible on his fault. Or on his end. He obviously is fully at fault for this. There's no question. It was intentional. He did not, blatantly admit it was intentional, obviously, because if you do, then you're basically asking for a suspension. But he tried to say that the wheel broke or something. But the replay show, Bubba Wallace hits the wall, comes back, is going straight for left, and he hooks a hard left into the grass, takes himself and Kyle Larson out of the race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and that is... It's horrific. What just happened is horrific. There's no excuse for that. It's absolute BS. It's terrible what just happened. That should not be done. Bubba Wallace should be suspended next week, at least. I don't like calling for guys to be suspended immediately, but that was awful what just happened. Bubba Wallace hooked a hard left, no question about it. Even Christopher Bell got involved in the crash. He is out of the race now, a playoff contender who was right behind watching it. He even said that that Bubba Wallace was doing that in retaliation. So, no hope for Bubba in terms of racing next week, I think he's definitely done for Homestead. He's not racing there. I don't know if he'll race at Martinsville. I don't know how long they're going to suspend him, but what he just did is absolutely horrible. There's no excuse for that, no room for that in NASCAR, especially right now. With all the talk of the safety of the next-gen car, when your team owner has been one of the most vocal guys about it, and you go out there and do that, when we've had Alex Bowman get a concussion 3 weeks ago, Kurt Busch, your teammate, has been out for 2 months, and you go and you intentionally wreck someone because they put you in the wall a little bit, no room for that. That is absolutely unacceptable. It's terrible. I can't think of any other words for it. Awful, terrible, unacceptable, crazy bad. He should be suspended. No other way. And then after the fact, by the way, Larson, I don't know if lucky's the right word, but if he did not hit Christopher Bell, he would have went rear end of the car straight into the wall, and that's what has been causing concussions with Bowman and Kurt. So that very well could have been another concussion. I hope Larson's okay. I hope Bubba is okay too, because they both took hard hits, but it doesn't excuse what just happened. Terrible on Bubba Wallace's end. As for the fight, there was a fight after Bubba Wallace got shoved into the wall and had the nerve to hook a left into Kyle Larson's right rear and turn him into the wall. He had the nerve to go and fight him. Larson wasn't having any of it. He was trying to walk away. He was saying, get away from me, get off me. He didn't want to get involved in anything. He didn't want to get penalized. He didn't want to get fined or suspended for getting in a stupid fight, punching Bubba Wallace in the face or something. He was simply trying to walk away, and he was like what are you pushing me for? Yeah, bad. Just bad. Bubba made that long walk down there to fight him, and also on the first shove, he from another camera angle, he slips a little bit and falls on his knee as he's shoving him, which that was about the funniest part of the whole thing. But yeah, Larson wasn't having any of it, and honestly, respect to Larson a little bit. He could have gone in his post-race interview at the media center or at the medical center, and he could have just said, Bubba Wallace is the worst driver of all time. I can't believe he did that. I'm going to do the same thing to him. He sucks, but he basically just said, yeah, it happened, and he said it was retaliation, obviously, because it was. But yeah, that was really, 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 really bad. It takes out a playoff contender in Christopher Bell. Bubba Wallace had a top 5 car. Kyle Larson had a top 10 car. They were both doing really good, and there's no room for that. We've seen retaliation before. We've seen retaliation be punished before, but that was awful. That was horrendous. Bubba should be suspended for that, no question. I just didn't want to take too much time in the post-race video making this, so I decided to do this now. I mean, heck, it's already been 7 minutes on this thing, I think. So, yeah, that was just that was really bad on Bubba Wallace's part. He intentionally wrecked a guy, and then he fought him. So, lost a little bit of respect for Bubba Wallace today. He is a good young driver. He's going to learn a lot as he is up at the front of the field more, starting to lead more laps, win more races. But you can't do that. That's not even a question. It's not a questionable call or a questionable move. It's not there's some right in him doing this. No. That was a 100% wrong move. He should not have done that at all. That was terrible. And he will be sitting on the sidelines next week. So 2311 is now going to have 2 substitute drivers in their 2 cars because Bubba Wallace made a very, very stupid move. So, yeah, I think I know what your guys' thoughts are going to be on this crash. So just go ahead and tell me what you think, how outraged you are, I guess, or, what your thoughts are. But, yeah, that's just outrage. Oh, more retaliation maybe. Ty Gibbs washed up the track, hit Dylan a bit. Looked like Dylan was going to pull a Bubba on him, but no, we're good. Lap 143 now. Blaney, Logano, Chastain, Suarez, Byron is your top 5. Chase Elliott is surprisingly terrible. He didn't qualify well, so I didn't expect him to win or anything or even top 5, but I figured top 15 at worst, but he is in the mid-20s, really bad. Same thing for Briscoe. Briscoe's doing bad. Christopher Bell is out of the race, so big playoff implications from that crash, but yeah. Really, really disgusted with what just happened.